I love to style bookshelves because every bookshelf is different. So like if you see here, we actually have two bookshelves, but the homeowner of this house has turned one side of the bookshelf into the TV room. So we really have these two shelves. So what I usually do is I collect things that I want to put on. I usually like to do greenery. I love to do books. I love to put something different on here. Like maybe if you are on a trip and you find something really fun, you know, just something that could be a conversation piece. That's one of the fun things I do. So what I usually do is I lay out a whole bunch of different things that I think I'm going to want to use. So one thing you have to notice is we've got 6 shelves. They don't need to be matchy-matchy, but they need to actually connect with each other. You like matchy-matchy, that's a professional term, right? So I will start with these 2 jugs. The reason I'm using a lot of grays and blacks because that's what this house, that's what I'm using to style this. So I think I'm gonna start with this one up here, but then if I did it just like over here, how boring does that look? So I'm gonna add a level and put it down here. And then I think what I want to do is I want to put a greenery and a candle. Greenery, candles, books, fun stuff. That's always great things. Let's see, I think I'll move this over to the side. And then the trick is I like to do things in odd numbers, 1s, 3s, or 5s. 7s would get, you need a pretty big shelf or something like that. So if you just kind of look, they're close together, so it looks like one element of design, but it's actually 3 different pieces. So then what I'll do is I'll go down, since I'm using that same piece over there, I think I'm going to use a different kind of a greenery here, but still use maybe a kind of the same kind of a candle, just a little different. So notice I've got my handles of these jars. One's facing out, one's facing out. So we want to make sure we do that. And I'm slanting it a little bit. It actually gives a little bit of depth if you slant it instead of putting everything straight on. So then we definitely need books because it's a bookshelf, right? So here's a couple tricks. If you have books lying around, I'm using black books just because I'm using blacks and creams. But if you have all different color of books, you can just turn them this way and it's all the same color then. But since I've got all black books today, I'm going to use those. So I'm going to put them out. And this is just a fun frame that I've got like a telephone. You know, again, we want to put something interesting up here, and I want to have some difference. So yeah, so it's just, I've got some up and down, I've got some horizontal, I've got vertical. That's really how we style. So let's see, let's go and we're going to kind of do the opposite. I've got this fun little Ferris wheel, again, black and white. And black and white books. So over here, I'm actually going to put these this way and put my piece of art that I have up like that. So again, it's not matchy-matchy, the technical term. And then I love these things. You can get these anywhere. They're Hobby Lobby. They're like $7. You can use them. They come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors. But I think I like to use these, and because I want to add just one more little element here, because I want this to feel really busy. So notice I'm doing it in 5. So 3, 4, 5. So that's my opposites. Now over here, I'm going to move that over to the side just so I can kind of coordinate the 2. Now notice here, I did these facing each other. These I did it opposite because we want to have a little bit of depth. And then the one thing that you want to know is when you're styling bookshelves, you don't have to fill every shelf. And most times I always want to keep one shelf or maybe a couple shelves, especially if I had real high shelves up there, I would not be styling those because for one, you can't get to them, and you don't really need to. The shelves are pretty enough. So actually, I just have this fun little bowl of dominoes. It's just fun, it's interesting. I'm gonna actually just put it here, And I'm going to leave that shelf empty just because we don't need it. So notice here, I've got these slanted and I've got these slanted. These are a little bit opposite like we talked about, but then I'm going to just center this piece right here. Now up here on the top, because we have such wonderful light, I'm not going to put anything up here. You could put a really nice greenery or a thin vase, but I'm going to keep it open because I want to have as much natural light as I possibly can. So here we used blacks, whites, grays, so I can coordinate it with the living room that I have staged. So what I did here is we've updated the house. It's got a lot of creams. So really, this is a 5-bedroom house that we are working on today. So in the living room where the bookshelves are, I want to make sure that I have one more place to sit than the number of bedrooms, because most of the time you have 2 people in the master bedroom or the owner's suite these days, and then everybody has their own bedroom. So if you have 5 bedrooms, I want to have a place for 6 people. So here, that's why I brought in kind of a big, heavier couch or sofa, put a bunch of pillows on it. And the reason I do pillows is it just adds so much texture. It's so fun to have so much texture. Typically, if you're living here, you don't want to have to take off all of your pillows just to sit down. But that's what we're trying to do, is really focus for the photography, because this house is going to be going on the market this week. So you can seat 3 people comfortably here on the sofa. Obviously 1 in each chair. And I love bringing in just a side chair. This can be a chair where I'm not planning on watching TV. I can sit and read my book. I can have my glass of wine or champagne over here. So if you coordinate it, and you notice that I don't have everything spread out up against the walls. That is probably the biggest mistake when I go into homes. People think that if they are want to make the room bigger, they put everything up against their walls. And we want to have every room be very conversational.